There's a lot going on in the world that is beyond our ability to control. We all struggle with it. We all struggle with control. So what happens when that control gets away from you completely? I'm joined by Ginny Campbell of Coaching with Ginny. She had a customer in exactly that position. Ginny, tell me about what position your client was in.
Thanks, Craig. Yes, I got to work with this most amazing, super talented woman who had worked in special effects here in Toronto in the television industry, senior position, and she hit the wall, and she hit the wall, and she took a break. And during that break, she took care of herself. And then she found me through a mutual friend. And we got to work together for 3 months. And during that time, she totally blossomed. She zoomed in on all the things that I encourage my clients to do, which is to be looking at the positives. She wanted to return to work, and she wanted it to be in an environment and have the responsibilities that were aligned to her strengths. So we spent a lot of time discovering what she thought her strengths were. There are lots of online assessment tools to use, and she just started to feel the shift, and the shift from the negative to the positive. And for her, it was a lot about what she could and couldn't control. And as she had a young child, a very, very, very demanding job, and her husband also worked in the industry, and his was, project to project. So she was constantly feeling like she had to control everything. And working with her, we went through all sorts of tools. And the big one for her was the circle of control. And that exercise is all about taking what we have in our brain, which is a lot of stuff, dumping it down on paper and going through the exercise, asking, can I control this? Do I control this? Can I release this? And she soon discovered that her circle of control was quite small.
What do you look at in that circle of control? What are the aspects of it?
For her, it was family, her community, her health, and what her passions were. And it came to, she just every day checked in with herself. Okay, can I control this? Do I even need to control this? Can I release this? And where do I focus my energy? And she just, everything started to shift. She put together a proposal for work that would suit her because she was highly, highly skilled at what she did. And she presented it. And lo and behold, they said, this is super interesting. Now, given the COVID situation, things were delayed. But she did it. She stood up for herself. She advocated for herself, and she insisted that they listen to her. And they listened, of course, because she's super talented and actually had a lot of really valid things to share with them, all about how to make the department better. So a few months after working with her, she sent me a picture, and she had gone and got a tattoo of a circle. And she looks at that tattoo every day. And that is how she keeps herself grounded and calm and present. And she asks herself, hey, is that in my circle of control or not? And I think that is amazing.
I think that's amazing. And there's so much takeaway from this. Part of feeling helpless is feeling like you can't do anything. And once she got rid of some of the helplessness, realized what she couldn't control, she started to control the things she could. She influenced her work environment. She changed her own criteria.
Yeah. And she changed her mindset, looking for the positive instead of the negative. And that is, that's huge. it's taking back the power, like really figuring out like what kind of environment do you want to work in, what kind of people do you want to work with, and then having that and just saying it out loud, it just starts to happen.
And that's a hard place to get to on your own, because if you knew how to do it, you would have done it. So if people want to come to you and get that kind of control, how do they reach you?
Sure, you can email me at Ginny Campbell. Oh, pardon me, Ginny at Coaching with Ginny. Or check out my website, coachingwithginny.com, where there's lots of detail about me and what coaching is about and how coaching works.
Well, Ginny, we've known each other in the TV industry. You've always been a force for good. It doesn't surprise me at all that this is what you're doing now and that you're helping a lot of people. Thank you so much for sharing that story, because I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it.
Thanks, Craig.